The video you're about to see is on the topic of how to quickly spot a covert narcissist. I recorded this video a few weeks ago when I was still in the UK, and I did it with my dear friend Abbie. I hope it is helpful to you, and I look forward to your comments. Hello, this is Ava from Soul GPS. Welcome. Today is a very special episode because it is my last day in England, at least for some time, and I wanted to bring in my very close friend Abbie, who's a yogi, and we're going to give you a way to get in touch with her towards the end of our video. But we spent quite a bit of time, especially in the recent days of social isolation, where we would take long walks and just talk about life and talk about relationships and talk about virtually everything, haven't we? So many topics we've covered. And then Abbie had the brilliant idea of why don't we just go ahead and record our conversation and actually bring to you some of our own reflections as they pertain to the topic of narcissistic abuse, sort of pre-zero, meaning how do we recognize a narcissist when we meet one? Both of us have had these experiences throughout our life.
We have, unfortunately.
We have had those moments where, these people just still keep showing up. They're very good at, their game, at what they do. They're very good at spinning their web of seduction and making you believe that you just met an amazing person and putting that empathic inner critic that we all cultivate at instant ease by making you feel like you just met someone who sees you, who understands you, who adores you, who just reveres you for exactly who you are. So it's a very difficult moment to detach from, difficult feeling to detach from. But when we were walking around here and around town, we have sort of distilled this process of recognition down to 3 items, and we're going to talk about those 3 items today. So should we just list them first and then get into each one? Do you want to introduce the idea?
So there's 3 steps, but not necessarily in an order, would you say? Or
I think they have a bit of an order. They have a bit of an order to them, but it's something that you would want to roll out on a regular basis and check in with yourself on a regular basis. So it's not just like a one-time thing. You check, you put a check mark down and you're like, okay, good, test passed, he or she is not a narcissist. No, it's something that you want to be sort of circulating in your mind for some time.
That's kind of what I meant as well. So the first one is gut feelings. The second one is saying no and implementing boundaries. And the third one is time.
Yes. And if you've been watching this video or any other videos that deal with this issue, you probably already know this. But if we could sort of commit these ideas to your memory, so you keep them in the back of your mind as you go about your day and you're meeting new people. Of course, it's a little bit harder during this coronavirus quarantine to meet new people, but it could also be that some people from the past are recycling. So you might want to implement those little tests for that as well.
So definitely. And
And
instead of taking 10k walks to discover each time, you can just watch our 15-minute video.
That's right. And we're already a few minutes in, and I think we're gonna have a good time here. So I think it might be a little longer than 15, but we'll try to keep it 15. So God, I kind of wish we should have done this sooner.
I know.
Well,
we can do it FaceTime.
We can do it FaceTime. We could do it around the world. Once we can do it again, and have this chat. So hopefully this will be very valuable too. So let's start with number 1. Number 1 is
gut feelings.
Gut feelings. So you want to check in with your body. Right away when you meet a new person. The moment you hesitate and you go, there's something here, something's off. That's your first sign that something is off, and your body is going to be the first one to tell you.
And sometimes I feel like when you feel fear, so you might have an issue and you just feel it really like in your stomach area, and you're like, how do I even confront this? And then you could start feeling scared because you're scared of that person's reaction, and you want to feel safe and you want to feel comfortable with someone. You don't really ever get those feelings with friends. I mean, I don't get them a lot. If I feel like I need to talk about something, I don't start feeling all like in my gut and sick. So I think just definitely checking in with that, not feeling fearful, making sure someone does really feel safe, and you don't get those moments like you said, where it's like, and it's a bit of like the first bubble pop, isn't it, really?
It is. It's where your body is trying to alert you, because it can spot inconsistencies faster than your mind, the rational mind. Of course, body and unconscious mind are connected here. So and your conscious mind is huge, and its computational power is tremendous. Tremendous sounds like Trump.
Oh, Boris. Oh no.
It's so good. Sorry. Well, it's good to bring some humor into these heavy topics.
It is.
So your gut does have a tremendous computational power. So it will know faster than your mind, because the mind has a tendency to spin stories. That's the part of you that is going to, I mean, the conscious mind is going to say things like, oh, but you're not sure. What if you're wrong? Maybe it's you. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's da-da-da, right? So because the heart, which is the third consciousness center, we're looking at 3 consciousness centers here, the gut, the heart, and the mind, they all have a slightly different way, well, actually vastly different way of operating. So the heart gets attached to the first. The gut is the one to tell you the fastest who and what you're dealing with. Is it a yes or no situation? That's your soul GPS, so to speak. That's why I called this channel Soul GPS, is because like the faster we can figure out what is the right path, the better for you, right? You can then adjust and recalibrate. And the third one is the mind, and the mind loves stories. It loves spinning ideas and making you hesitate and second guess, because the heart is sort of, is into this story of it being something really beautiful, where it may be lion's den.
Yeah. This kind of isn't about the gut feelings, so I'm just going to say it and you can cut it out after, or not. But kind of like our own expectations and maybe what we're looking for in someone. If they tick maybe like 5 of those boxes, so say you want someone who's confident, who's got like a stable job, he's fairly good looking, he's your type, you've got that sexual chemistry or energy, and then something else, I don't know, you live in the same area and you think this could really kind of work out, but then you get the 6th box of where he's just been rude to the waiter.
Yes.
And you're like,
Yes. That's when the story starts to go, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but maybe. Well, of course, that is a red flag, for sure. And this actually taps into another topic that I feel needs to be discussed more, and that is timing, right? The timing of you making the decision to leave, because many of us want to give people chances, right? Like you want to give maybe a second chance. I'm definitely a second chance person, but I'm not a third chance person. So I'll give people a second chance, because we're fallible. We never fully know. So sometimes you may want to. You may not be ready to walk away and cut this person off, even though you're getting all these signs, because you haven't yet fully convinced yourself. So maybe you need to gather a little bit more evidence, at which point you're like, I've done everything I could, and now I can leave with having had the clarity and the clear conscience to have made the decision. Yeah.
Well, that probably actually links then with the second point, which is no.
Yes.
So saying the boundary, you could say, I really didn't maybe like the way that you talked to the waiter, or why, I'm just keeping on that example, or that made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, speak out.
Yeah. Then however it gets solved, when you come to a conclusion and then you're at the point where you've forgiven, and you've given that first chance, then you've got time to see if it reoccurs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's actually a great point, and a very smooth transition into point 2, which is saying no, or stating your opinion, stating your boundary. So in healthy relationships, you should have the ability to talk about anything, because you want the foundation to be built on honesty. So if you bring up an issue and you watch how the person reacts, And if they actually, rather than responding, react, they withdraw. They give you silent treatment, right? That's one of the favorite weapons of covert narcissists. So they don't talk to you for days because they want to punish you, right? Or if they become very argumentative,
defensive.
And very defensive, and they start trampling all over you.
Yeah, they can't see nothing wrong with their actions. It's all your fault, kind of thing.
Turning things around, making you feel guilty and ashamed.
Yeah,
these are tactics. So you want to pay attention to that, because that may be that opportunity to evaluate second chance and ask yourself, do I want to go to third chance, or do I think that at this point this person is really giving me enough reasons to say this is not a smart thing to do to go any deeper with this person.
And then I guess from that middle point of the no, you could actually tap back into point one, which was you got feelings, and think, is this aligned? Is this something I can even put myself through? Or actually, can I take the next step into step 3, which is then time, and seeing how it plays out from your decision, I guess.
And again, very smooth transition into point number 3, which is time. So you need, at least from my experience, between 2 weeks and 2 months to see them unravel. Between 2 weeks and 2 months. No narcissist, no person that is manipulative and is hiding behind an image of some form of a superiority or perfection, grandiosity, which is what these people are, is able to hold up the facade for much longer than that.
It's about seeing the consistency within the person, and seeing if their behaviour is consistent, if their niceness and their lovely traits are also consistent, and also the more negative ones are consistent as well.
That's right. I believe. It's at first they're gonna start seeping through the cracks, and you start to see sort of it's almost like, you know, you have a flow, and then you have these jerks and this big dip, like crests and throws, and you know, it's just there's a lack of smoothness and flow. There'll be these kind of jerky moments where things will feel awkward, or you're gonna feel like sort of you get stopped in your tracks. You just go like, what in the world just happened? Right? Or you almost literally like shocked, as if you just had a cold bucket of water thrown on your head, and you just kind of go like, what just happened? Or here's another thing that can happen is they're so smooth in the way that they can put you into this sort of hypnotic trance of feeling like you're in this beautiful bubble, and then you're gonna get shocked out of it, and it's a painful experience because, you know, it was so nice in the bubble, but that's another one of those indicators that you may be entering into more of a trance as opposed to reality enhancement state.
I think that's a really good point about what you said about reality as well, kind of seeing how a person is over time and in reality, not just in those kind of dating scenarios. So the more sort of opportunities you can like have with them and going to different places, doing different things. I mean, from my experience, the time thing with me before I sort of realised was really difficult because I was in a long distance relationship. So the time was broken up into segments. So it probably was like 2 months, like you said, if you were to see someone for like 60 days or like 40 out of the 60, that would have been so many weekends of like the 9 months. So it kind of took a bit of longer time, but maybe if I'd have had this reflection back then, I would have been able to check more in with my gut feelings and maybe my boundaries, and kind of just gone from there. Kind of lost my trail of thought there.
You did great. You did really great. So these are pretty much our tips for you to take home with you and keep them in the back of your mind, keep them in the back pocket at all times as you are meeting new people and also as other people are cycling back into your life. And we're in a time right now in the world where there's a lot of hoovering that is happening, you know. People are coming back, the narcissists are coming back, they're bored out of their minds because they don't know how to deal with this time of reflection. You know, they can't really reflect, which is why they always are looking outside of themselves to project their inner turmoil and their inner chaos outwardly. And so they're looking for punching bags.
And to have a sense of control, because there's not much control or anything that we can control at the minute.
Yes.
So if they feel like they can control
Yes.
their partner, then it's going to be probably even more amplified
Yes.
at this moment.
Yes.
Maybe even, I don't know, do you want to talk about online dating at this period, or?
What would you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, so online dating, I think it's really the only thing we have left. But online dating, it can be very tricky because that's where a lot of the abusers and narcissists go. You know, it's swarming with people who hide behind identities, who hide behind masks. You can practice if you have been, you know, away from a toxic relationship and you feel ready to date again. You can engage in some chats, but again, be very vigilant and very careful. You know, is this person really bringing it on quickly? You know, overwhelming you, giving you that sense of love bombing, where you feel like, oh my God, you know, it's you're stepping into that alternate reality too soon before you even met. Be careful, because they are masters of disguise. They're masters of mental manipulation, and they will trick you. What I would rather recommend is to use this time, the next month or 2 or 3, towards self-development.
Yeah, going inwards.
Self-reflection.
Yeah.
Going inwards, making a list of your deal breakers, or what you will absolutely not accept in a partner. And also maybe write down a sobriety list if you have just exited a relationship, and read it frequently to bring yourself back to reality and remember why you needed to leave this toxic dynamic. So more things like that.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I think that's really good advice.
Give yourself some time. Like, so many of us want, especially, you know, like people who are on the empathic spectrum.
Yeah.
They really love, and I know that I'm like that. I love love.
Yeah.
I love the feeling of being connected to another person. So, you know, but this could be a vulnerability too.
Yeah.
You know, so can we create an environment where we feel that love sort of coming from within, and maybe sharing it also with friends, as opposed to, you know, that only one person. Because listen, it's gonna be just a matter of time before the person comes. Dana Morningstar from Thrive After Abuse said something so brilliant, so simple and funny, but brilliant. One time when I was listening to her video, she said men are like buses, and women probably too, for men, because one leaves, another one comes. So they come and go. The key is to have the right boundaries in place, to and also be connected to your emotions, so you can quickly detect who you're dealing with. Another thing that I heard Matthew Hussey talk about in his videos, you know, he's a dating expert, and he said something also very wise, which is finding the right partner isn't so much about finding the right partner, is about getting rid of the wrong partner as soon as possible. So you can cleanse yourself, so you can clear your heart, so you can get to know yourself, get to know what you want. And really, I find that I meet the best people when I don't really look for them, when I don't really need them. That's when they come.
Yeah, definitely.
And I've been very fortunate to experience that with people, you know, just beautiful bondings during the time where I feel most fulfilled. And that's also when I can bring in the most of myself into a relationship. It's from being present, from being spontaneous, you know, from not trying too hard. Definitely not from walking on eggshells.
Yes, definitely not.
Because that's, you can be authentic then. So yeah.
So maybe instead of dating, use this time to strengthen the 3 things. So like you said, if number 1 is gut feelings, going inwards, really finding out what you just said. I can't remember how you worded it, sorry. About checking in with your emotions.
Naming your emotions. Like one of the really cool tools and exercises you can implement is to ask yourself at random intervals throughout your day, what am I feeling now? And name the emotion. Oh, I'm feeling like, okay, what we can try it now. What am I feeling? Well, I'm feeling a little what is it called? Like,
I feel a bit sad.
You feel
a little bit.
Aww.
Any of you leave him, and I feel grateful that we met.
Oh, thank you.
That's how I feel.
Oh,
open heart.
I love her. Oh, I feel sad too. I've been feeling sad all day, sort of packing and getting ready, getting everything ready. this is a period of time we have to go through, and it's very disruptive, but it will not last forever.
Yeah.
And I feel that sadness too.
Yeah.
I also feel this kind of like it's a sort of like fluttering feeling inside my chest.
Yeah.
There's a degree of excitement. I'm glad we're recording this video and we're sharing with you.
Yeah.
But then there's also this sort of fluttery feeling of uncertainty.
Yeah.
And I've been practicing being comfortable in uncertainty lately, not venturing too far into the future, not dwelling too much on the past, but sort of being as present as possible in this moment, which is quite empowering.
Yeah. Really empowering.
So I'm feeling that. What else are we feeling?
I think that kind of relates into the whole coronavirus, not to bring up too much about how you can see the both sides, where it's like exciting going inwards, but then like kind of apprehensive because we can't plan for the future. So that was just like a little feeling that's kind of attached to that as well.
There's degrees of discomfort. You know, so it's like emotions. I remember once another wise person had told me emotions are, it's such a simple statement, but it implies so much. They're not good, they're not bad, they're not this or that, what have you. They just are. They're messengers, I like to call them. They're just messengers, and they can tell us, you know, our state right now. They can inform us. And also, as the follow-up question to ask yourself would be, what do I need? They can point the needle towards what the next step is. So if I am feeling uncomfortable now, what do I need now? Well, maybe I can take some action that's going to bring me some ease and comfort. And what would that be? Right? So this is the process of self-discovery. This is how you discover yourself in the moment, rather than, which is what the narcissist will try to do, is force you into a corner to make you, to force you, to provoke you, to make you feel and behave the way that they want you to feel, because that's going to make them feel comfortable. You know, remember, they're all about them. They are agent provocateurs, you know, because they seek the easiest way to be for themselves. So this is training you to, or if you've been in a relationship like that, it has trained you to be disconnected from your truth in the present moment, and instead be the sort of feed the propensity of being a people pleaser, which is something that we need to actually reel back and only use it when you're around people who you really trust, who really deserve to get your pleasing. Because it's wonderful to please others. I mean, I love it. But I want to please people who I really love and who I connect with, and not those
and who
people
give it back as well.
So then you can have that reciprocity.
So ignore the messages of the hoovering narcissist and listen to the messages of your emotions.
Yes, your body will tell you. Your body will tell you when it's no. When the body says no. Great book, by the way. So we're going to bow out.
I think so.
Finish up what we have to do, and thank you for being with us. This was hopefully helpful. If you have any other tips for how to recognize a narcissist as soon as possible, because our time is precious, our energy is precious, our well-being is precious, we need to protect it. So the shorter that distance, the shorter that time of uncovering one, and the faster we can pull the plug, the better for us, because then we can cleanse, process, and move on into higher and better days.
Definitely. So, I feel like I'm going to write a boundary list after this.
I love that.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's a good quarantine task.
Good quarantine task. Yes, let's practice our boundaries. I tell you, it is, if you want to get in your life to a place where you feel happy, healthy, wealthy, what have you, you have to have those boundaries, because the world and the people in it especially are going to distract you so much. You're going to enter so many cul-de-sacs before you reach your destination, but the sooner you can figure out whether that path that's beckoning you on the side is actually worth taking, the sooner you reach your destination. So
definitely
work on your distractions, stay focused, and we're sending you lots of love and inviting you to share any other tips.
Yes, thank you.
Really let us know in the comments. Oh, and finally, I'm going to put a link to Abbie's Instagram page under this video. So if you'd like to follow her and her whereabouts, she has lots of wonderful, motivational, heartfelt messages to the world that she sends more often than I do. So stay close. Stay close. We invite you to to be with us during this time. And again, sending you lots of love and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Stay safe. Namaste. Bye-bye. Bye. Funny things that says it better like this.
I can't really see, to be honest. Oh, which one are we starting with?
It's a little crooked, isn't it?
The 350.